Hey, welcome back to the Chambercast. I'm your host, Jay Heisch. And I got in the hot seat today, Sierra Collins, who runs Sierra Learnership Collaborative. I almost said leadership. Sierra Learnership Collaborative. Coaching and organizational skills taught and discussed and all that good stuff. Tell me all about it.
Well, I am a leadership development coach, speaker, and trainer. I've been in business, actually, this week is 4 years.
Hey.
My business anniversary, I suppose you would say.
Right.
And I started out really focusing in on just the coaching aspect, which looks like working one-on-one, sometimes with CEOs. Sometimes it is someone who's in a period of transition in their life and they want to figure out how to take their leadership to the next level. Where will they go next? And I really built the foundation on the coaching side. And then I kind of switched over to doing more of the speaking, workshops, training, that sort of thing.
You're very good at it.
Oh, I am.
mean, you sound really, you can articulate really well.
Well, I was a teacher for 10 years before I started my business.
Right.
So
Explains it.
I like to think that I'm pretty good at communicating my thoughts and ideas.
What did you teach?
I taught elementary school, and so I did second grade and then fifth and sixth grades.
Awesome.
So,
Fifth and sixth. That
yeah.
was rough, huh?
I enjoyed it. It
Did
was
you?
different.
Okay.
It was different. They started to understand my jokes.
No, really? Yeah. Oh, they're at the age kind of middle of the road. Right.
Yeah, you could joke around more with
You're not doing that anymore. Now you're doing the Sierra Learnership Collaborative.
Yeah.
You're doing coaching.
Yeah.
So I got a list of things here.
Okay.
See, one thing we mentioned between coaching and organizational skills, DISC assessment. What is DISC assessment?
So DISC, a lot of people say personality profile. I like to think of it as a communication style assessment. So it really helps folks to understand the way in which they best interact with others. So for example, I am considered a DC on DISC, which means I'm dominant.
Okay.
Are you picking up on that yet?
Yeah, dominant. Now what's the I for?
I'm dominant. We'll go through it. So dominance, influence, steadiness, and compliance. Okay, so DC is considered a
I don't
challenger.
like the last word, but go on.
So the dominant
Dominance.
side of me is very results oriented. I'm just focused on getting the job done.
That's what dominant means?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm learning here.
I take charge.
Okay,
I'm
dominance.
about to take charge right now.
Hey, you're doing it. Here's my microphone.
And then the C side, the compliance side, that's detail oriented. So I like facts and figures. I like making decisions based on data. It's not based on people's opinions or
No,
experiences.
it's facts and numbers,
but-
statistics.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So that's D.
So
That's dominant.
the dominant is the D, that right
I.
there. The I is influence. So that's how outgoing or reserved you might be.
Okay.
Okay. I'm actually really reserved, just so you know.
You don't say. Another side of you here, huh,
I
Sierra?
am. I am. I am exhausted when I go out and I facilitate instruction for 4 hours in the morning. Say I'm done for the rest of the day. Like no more human interaction for me.
Oh, yeah, I get that.
I'm out.
Yeah.
So the I talks about the way that you connect with others. High influence folks really like enjoying like surface level relationships, lots of acquaintances. They might be, the center of attention in a room and love it. That's why it's the exact opposite of me. I don't like the attention piece. So I's are creative as well. So creative people, they inspire and influence others. So they're great people to have around.
Okay.
They're just not me.
All right. So the next letter.
The next letter,
Guess what it is?
it's
S.
S.
All right.
So
what's that?
S is steadiness. So our S's are very loyal to a leader. They are supporters. They're going to get the job done. They are folks that don't necessarily love change. They like predictability in their lives. So lots of like nice structure in place, feeling comfort in safety and an environment. So you don't want to switch things up on a
Does
on a high
complacency
S.
fall into that?
Well,
Never mind. Sorry. You can lead the way.
it's okay. So high S people are a little bit slower to get things done, but it's because they like consensus. They care a lot about what other people think. They want to make sure that they've created harmony and everybody's like a fan of the decisions they're making. So it's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
That's who I used to be when I was a teacher. I was very high S. hold back
High
on
S.
that.
That's a new term.
Yeah.
You're very high S.
You're,
You figure it out.
you're learning a lot today already. I can
man.
see you're going to start using it.
My hamster wheel's going up here, man. So,
Yeah, I'm analyzing you
Are
as
you
we're
really?
speaking right now.
Good Lord. We're not going to record that part. So C.
The compliant part. So I mentioned that. That's the detail-oriented part of me. That is, I like processes, procedures. I might have
That's where
some
the organization comes in.
perfectionist
Yeah.
tendencies. You should be surprised I didn't
mess
come
with
with a
Sierra.
list of questions for you
bet.
to ask me.
You probably should have wrote them yourself. A little more structure involved in this.
Yeah. I like structure. I do. So that's actually a good segue why I'm pushing myself outside my comfort zone and doing my podcast.
That's next. Now you're doing
Yeah.
a podcast. And not in here, folks. She has her own thing going on. Anyway.
I do. So my podcast is actually going to drop the first episode this week.
Hey.
I know that this probably will not be aired until after my episode drops. So it drops on June 6th. So my 4-year anniversary of the business. And it's called Branching Out with Sierra.
Okay.
And what you might not know is that my logo is a tree. I'm wearing trees right now. By the way, Chandra Metz, shout out to her.
Chandra.
She got me these earrings. So sweet. She said I had to have them because they go with me. They're on brand.
Well, that has nothing to do with lawn care and tree trimming, no?
No, but
see, I made
that
the
would be
connection,
fitting
right?
too.
Fair
Yes.
Fair
yes.
enough. She's branding on you.
Yes.
Didn't even know it. Anyway. It's good.
So branching out is really, I'm trying to redefine leadership because oftentimes when I say I work on leadership development, people check out. They're like, leadership, yeah. They either don't identify as a leader maybe, or it's just not interesting to them. So what I'm trying to help people to see is that leadership skills are actually things that we use on a regular basis because we're constantly influencing and impacting people.
Right.
Whether we hold a specific title or a role or not.
Right.
So the whole idea is branching out and learning about different aspects of personal growth, professional growth, and helping folks to see what it looks like to be a leader in everyday life. So
you go.
that's the concept.
That's it. You sound good at it. You sound like you're really on the ball with this.
I'm trying to be.
Yeah, I like
but
that.
like I said,
really confident.
like the C and see, I've got to have the visual, the C in me
Yeah. C is for cookie.
is good enough for me.
Hey.
Yeah. I like to have everything in my life all mapped out. Lesson plans when I was a teacher, right? When I'm doing workshops and training, I have every aspect mapped
There's no
out.
coloring outside the lines with you, huh?
But the podcast, I am forcing myself
You
to
have
like
to loosen up on
improv
the
it.
podcast. Yeah, improv's
and-
important. That's what all this is.
Yeah.
All I got is a list of who you are and what you do and name your company.
And you just
From there,
learned
we
that
just wing
today.
it. We're singing songs and doing the alphabet here. Look
Yeah.
at that. I know.
Yeah. So
right.
it's an opportunity for growth for me too.
Okay.
So I'm excited about it. I know it'll get better over time. It's not just going to be me. People get totally bored with me. I'm going to have other guests on there. Oh yeah.
You sound like you're pretty bubbly and upbeat, man. So.
But that's because I'm talking to you. If it was just me,
Well, you're on this podcast, which is kind of short. We keep these short, but your podcast, Branching Out, that you just did, how long was the first episode?
45 minutes.
See? That's about
Yeah,
right.
45 minutes. Yeah. Good intro and outro.
When do you release it? On the 6th?
The 6th.
On all platforms?
All platforms.
Are you
Every
video
single
or YouTube
one.
as well?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. So I actually, after that, it's going to be weekly on Fridays at noon. And
Branching Out with Sierra.
Branching Out with Sierra. And you can go to branchingoutpodcast.com. You can learn more about me, kind of my journey to where I am today, which is a very interesting one.
I
And
bet it is.
and kind of all of the services that I offer as well, along
Gotcha.
with what I'm doing with the podcast. So
Awesome.
Call Display J at ExpoNet USA for all your portable display and graphics needs. With printing facilities nationwide, Display J's got you covered on both sides of the country and anywhere in between. You've got a guy. Call Display J at 301-378-9363 or www.exponetusa.com. Also available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
So you've been in business 4 years. You're a chamber member of the Washington County Chamber. Any other chambers?
top of Virginia Regional Chamber as well.
Okay.
Oh, I know.
Well, you live in Winchester, correct?
So my business is in Winchester. I live in Greencastle.
It's quite the commute.
It's an hour door to
Not that
door.
bad, right?
Not bad.
Not bad.
I enjoy it. It's great reflection time for me.
Sure. And you
So
listen to podcasts, right?
I do.
Yeah, right?
I do. I listen to a lot of podcasts,
Yeah.
actually.
Joe Rogan's is a road trip podcast.
Yeah.
You can't, you got to take a nice trip to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, that's true. Mel Robbins. I'm a big Mel Robbins fan.
Okay.
Do you listen to hers?
I've heard of her. I haven't listened yet.
Man,
I know.
I'm going to give you
Now
an
I-
assignment.
Here goes the compliant part. It's all good. Look at Maddie nodding her head. She wants to hit me too.
He needs an
man. I know,
assignment.
look at her. Producer Maddie was all giddy. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you're in the Washington County Chamber of Commerce. Now, what would
I
you
am.
tell any person with a business out there who's not in the chamber why they should join?
Oh my goodness. So I knew when I started my business, the very first thing I needed to do was make as many connections as possible
Yep.
and really build credibility for me in a new field because I was all education all the time. And making the shift to leadership development, I really needed to get out there and get comfortable talking about what I do,
Right.
learning about other people's businesses. I really love supporting their vision for their business. I love small business. But for me, it's all about making connections, meeting new people, and seeing how we can put our heads together to help one another meet our goals. So I absolutely
That's what it's
love
about,
the
folks.
chamber.
Join the chamber, right?
I mean,
gotta
it's
do
pretty
it.
obvious.
Right.
I really do think it should be the first thing every business owner does.
Yeah, you definitely need a network. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know people.
Yeah, because when you think about it, so people ask me all the time, how many sales calls do you make a week? I've never made a sales call.
Oh, look at you.
Never, not once. And that's because it's the power of warm
networking.
referrals and
Yep.
networking.
Yep. It's
right?
word of mouth and everything else. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm proud to be a chamber member.
Well, hey, Sierra Collins, ladies and gentlemen, and her podcast is Branching Out with Sierra.
Branching out.
With Sierra.
With
It's going to be
Sierra.
available starting June 6th on all platforms. Check her out. Sierra Learnership Collaborative right here on the Chambercast along here. I'm Jay Heiss for Sierra Collins, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.